Hey everybody, this popped up in my web browsing today. Proposed rule revisions for Diamondback Terrapin. This is from the FWC, the Florida Wildlife Commission, and they're looking over the rules regarding the turtle known as the Diamondback Terrapin, and there's going to be some revisions apparently. And this being a democracy, they have asked for input from involved stakeholders, and that's me. I'm a teacher. I teach science at Cedar Key School in Cedar Key, Florida, which is an island community. And I possess two Diamondback Terrapins. Diamondback Terrapins are a salt marsh species. They're small turtles. These aren't sea turtles, but they live in that brackish water of the salt marsh. They feed on fiddler crabs and snails. They love snails. And they're a very easy to miss turtle. It's not like going down a freshwater river and the sliders are parked on the logs. You see turtles stacked on each other like Yertle the turtle. Diamondback Terrapins are mostly going to be underwater, and when they come up for air, it's just their little nose that sticks up out of the water for a moment, and then they're gone. And so you can miss that so easily that even my students at Cedar Key, whose families work on the water and the kids are on the water working or playing, we're surrounded by water, surrounded by salt marsh, which is the terrapin's habitat. They've quite often never seen one until they come into my classroom. And then, just like me, they fall in love with them. This is Hermine. Hermine is an adult Diamondback Terrapin. She was a tiny baby, about the size of a 50-cent piece when I first got her, and she has grown wonderfully over the last few years. She has great appeal. She looks at you. She comes to you. She's not tame the way a Labrador Retriever is tame, but for a turtle, she's about as good as it gets. And she's the star, one of the two stars in my classroom. Well, three counting the corn snake, but that's a whole nother story. And then my other turtle, the other thing that makes me a stakeholder in this discussion about the proposed new regs is, come here buddy, is Spike. This is Spike. Hi, say hi Spike. So Spike is a similar story. A student brought Spike to me too last year. Spike also was a new hatchling at the time. Spike, like Hermine, was crossing the road. And Spike has grown over the summer, doubled in size, and he's a frisky, perky, healthy fella. They are pets. We are very, very attached to them in my family, but they're also ambassadors for their species. And they live in my classroom during the school year, come home for the summer, and while they're there in that classroom, they are a subject of mass appeal by the students. They're just so dang adorable. One of the regulations I definitely would like to see changed, the limit on taking Diamondback Terrapins from, and some related turtles, from the wild. One per day is the limit for some of the cooter species, the freshwater turtles, the map turtles, which are also freshwater, and these Diamondback Terrapins. One per day is insane. That's crazy. There's 365 days in a year. Any big chunk of that time and you've taken a huge amount of Diamondback Terrapins. I totally would like to see that changed. So it's my hope that when this is all over, when the input has been put in by all the stakeholders in the Diamondback Terrapin world, my hope is that educators who are using the turtles to educate the public, that at least they're grandfathered in, and I would hope that there'd be a permit for that for educational purposes. There's nothing more appealing turtle in the turtle world than a Diamondback Terrapin face with the dark eyes and the gray skin. The kids love it. It's hard to care about the survival of a species if you've never heard of it before, never seen it, you don't know it exists, even if it's in your own backyard, which is the case with my students. These turtles provide a great educational service, and it makes the kids care about a species that they don't see every day, and that's magic right there.